Hi. How are all of you? Welcome back again to another Film History MOOC teaching video 8. Is everyone ready? Here we go. In this teaching video we will delve into the Italian cinema and neorealism. Effects of war. World War II left national cinemas of Western Europe in a state of economic, physical, and psychological paralysis. All national industries could not resume production on a large scale. 48 million killed, 21 million refugees. Physical devastation immense. England lost 330 film theaters, Germany lost 60% of its film production facilities. Only Italy was left with its production facilities reasonably intact. Significant psychological and moral collapse. In Italy, the revitalization of national cinema was set in motion before the war ended. Italian cinema before neorealism. When the fascists, under Benito Mussolini, seized power in 1922, Italian cinema was already far from the international leadership in the early silent period. Mussolini, impressed with Soviet blending film and politics, reorganized Italian industry. Founded l'Unione Cinematografica Educativa Luce, a state film service to produce documentaries and newsreels. And Nazionale Industrie Cinematografiche NIC to control distribution and exhibition. 1935, established National Film School, Centro Sperimentale della Cinematografia, also authorized construction of vast Cinecittà studios in Rome. Size rival Dufa, within a year released more than 80 films. Centro Sperimentale under Luigi Cheney 1900 to 1975, a covert Marxist attracted promising students like Roberto Rossellini, Luigi Zampa, Pietro Germi, Giuseppe De Santis and Michelangelo Antonioni, all became directors of post-war cinema. Strong scholarship of film was also established with Bianco e Nero black and white cinema. Mussolini also imposed import quotas on foreign films, and when Italy entered the war in 1940, he banned American films altogether. 15 years from the coming of sound to the end of Mussolini's reign, Italian cinema rivaled Hollywood in charm and sophistication of its narratives, acting and direction. Calligraphism, decorative formalism, meticulously photographed adaptations of 19th and 20th century fiction was popular opposite to neorealism. Documentary films grew, which anticipated neorealism, such as use of non-professional actors, on-location shooting, and style of contemporary newsreels. Foundations of neorealism. Zavattini was the theoretical founder of neorealism, a new kind of Italian film that would abolish contrived plots, do away with professional actors and take to the streets its material to establish contact with contemporary social reality, preoccupation with today. Wanted to capture the dignity and sacredness of the everyday life of ordinary people. Revolutionary agitation for a popular and realistic national cinema, new realism, most were clandestine Marxist, wished to renew Soviet expressive realism of Eisenstein, Pudovkin, and Dovzhenko, less technical than ideological. Direct and practical influence was French poetic realism, socialist humanism, and aesthetic and intellectual freedom to young Italian artists. Tony Jean Renoir, 1934, shot on location with non-professional actors about immigrant Italian laborers, provided an important structural model. Several major neorealist directors were also apprentices under French filmmakers, e.g. Luchino Visconti and Michelangelo Antonioni. Fascism probably contributed to rise of neorealism more than any other historical force, as it straight-jacketed artists. Obsession. Luchino Visconti, 1943. Poetic thriller, violent tale of sexual obsession and corruption. Drifter has affair with roadside cafe owner's wife, murders husband for insurance money but later trapped in their own deceptions. Based on the novel, The Postman Always Rings Twice without permission so could not be shown outside Italy until 1976 copyright issues. Setting of contemporary Italian countryside, which he captured with great fidelity. Technical virtuosity made it an important film. Hot off the heels of neorealist manifestos of Zavattini and Barbaro validated the notion of new Italian cinema blueprint for neorealism. It anticipated neorealism's themes and styles, popular setting, realistic treatment, social content. The fascist censors banned the film and subsequently released a version cut to less than half of its original length. Visconti reconstructed it after the war, but the film could not be shown abroad because of copyright violation. So the one Italian neorealist film to reach West was Roberto Rossellini's Roma, Città Aperta Rome, Open City 1945. Neorealism. Roma, Città Aperta Rome, Open City Roberto Rossellini, 1945. Remarkable film of Italian resistance and Nazi reprisal, story of communist underground leader who brings death to himself and friends in a vain and heroic attempt to outlast a Gestapo manhunt. Amazing intelligence, integrity, and technical ingenuity, absent in Italian cinema since 1922. Enjoyed success in almost every country in the Western world, universal critical acclaim. Most profitable film in Italy since the outbreak of the war, but coldly received by established Italian critics, less for aesthetic reasons than ideological political ones. Won major prizes in a number of international film festivals, including Grand Prix at Cannes in 1946. Watershed film that changed the entire course of Western cinema. Set the paradigm for Italian neorealism and standard for everything that succeeded it. Vittorio De Sica 1901–74 and his collaboration with scriptwriter and theoretician of neorealism, Cesare Zavattini. Sia Shushin 1946, bleak tale of corruption of innocence in Nazi-occupied Rome. Two shoeshine boys get involved in a black market deal and their betrayal. Not well received in Italy but successful in US and won Academy Awards in 1947. Ladri di Biciclette Bicycle Thieves 1948, even greater international acclaim and thought by some critics as the most important post-war film, won among others the 1949 Academy Awards for Best Foreign Film. Powerful social commentary, poignant story of the relationship with father and son, modern parable of alienated man in hostile and dehumanist environment. Miracolo a Milano Miracle in Milan 1951. Umberto D. 1952, final neorealist masterpiece, poor elderly man evicted and his only friend is his dog. Luchino Visconti's La Terra Trema The Earth Trembles 1948. Visconti is aristocrat by birth, Marxist and a director of grand opera and theatre for several months out of each year by choice. Story of downfall of a proud family of peasant fishermen through economic exploitation by wholesalers and market men, Marxist interpretation. Not really neorealism because he paradoxically straddles realism and aestheticism. Realism and decadence. Orson Welles remarked that Visconti is the only director in the history of cinema that photographs starving peasants like fashion models in Vogue. Masterful formal structure, shots sumptuously composed and photographed by cinematographer G.R. Aldo 1902–53, operatic cinema verite. Commercial disaster. Same fate as earlier one under fascism, dramatically cut and dubbed into Italian, done in incomprehensible Italian dialect for re-release. Umberto D. De Sica and Zavattini, 1952. No plot but structured around a series loosely connected incidents in the title character's life, degrading poverty. Filmed on location in Rome, non-professional cast. Realizing Zavatinus' ideal of a pure cinema of everyday life. Neorealism's last masterpiece. Commercial failure. Decline of Neorealism. Neorealism in Zavatinus' ideal sense 90 minutes of the life of a man to whom nothing happens probably never existed. It was a cinema of poverty and pessimism firmly rooted in the immediate post-war period. Reconstructed the atmosphere and ambience of contemporary reality. When times changed and economic conditions improved, neorealism lost its ideological basis. Neorealism was never a popular cinema in Italy and dependent on US market. Natural to die out. Impact of Neorealism. Great innovative movement in the history of cinema. Enormous influence on international cinema. Neorealism completely revitalized Italian film so that today it has become one of the major creative forces in world cinema, Italian cinema unable to escape its neorealist heritage. Produced masterpieces that provided training for international cinema's greatest artists, Federico Fellini and Michelangelo Antonioni. Led to mature images of modern alienation and disorder, vestiges of the bombed out. First post-war cinema to liberate filmmaking from artificial confines of the studio, on-location shooting. Non-professional actors. Improvisation of script. Influenced French New Wave Nouvelle Vague. Impact on American cinema is understated. And there we go for this topic. Thank you for joining Film History MOOC Teaching Video 8. Hope to see you all in the next teaching video. Thank you again and all the best.